So it's time for PM with Evan Davis.
Hello there. The horse and carriage treatment for French President Emmanuel Macron on a state visit to the UK. He's addressing Parliament as we speak.
Where we work together. And we worked very actively and still work together on biodiversity and biodiversity credits. The report...
Well, there's a little bit of it live. We'll hear more of that speech, very wide-ranging as it is, and we'll speak to Emily Thornberry, Chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee, about what's going right and what's going wrong between Britain and France. Also on PM, the Office for Budget Responsibility has a warning about how fragile the government's finances are.
And so just the cost of servicing that debt puts pressure on our interest costs, puts upward pressure on our deficit. And so it leaves us looking relatively vulnerable compared to other advanced economies. And that's something which people who lend you money take notice of.
The OBR chair there will explain the problem and talk about the effect pensions and climate change may have on the public finances. Resident doctors in England vote to strike. The BMA will tell us why. And
just brings the whole story of William's invasion of England alive. It's a completely magical work of art.
While here on his state visit, the French president's announced the Bayeux Tapestry will return to England for the first time in 900 years. Let us start, though, with the BBC News read today by Joanna Keane.
The French President Emmanuel Macron has begun a three-day state visit to the UK, the first by a European leader since Brexit. He said he wanted to deepen cooperation with Britain against what he called the major challenges of our time. He's now making a speech to MPs and peers. Our diplomatic correspondent James Landau has been listening.
In the bright Windsor sunshine, President and Mrs Macron were given a full regal welcome. Marching bands, gun salutes and open-top carriage ride past cheering crowds, a guard of honour at the castle. Pageantry to revive a relationship bruised in past years by Brexit and other political rows. In a speech to MPs and peers, President Macron said Britain and France needed to show the world again that its alliance could defend the multilateral world order. He also announced the Bayeux Tapestry would be loaned to the British Museum next year, the first time in 900 years. There will also be more French investment in British nuclear energy. At a state banquet this evening, the King will say Britain and France face complex threats, but as friends and allies will